Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the first episode of the Brother Son Anime Talk, where we will be discussing talking points, death battles, as well as just different points of view on anime and trying to educate you about them. I'm going to let my fellow hosts introduce themselves, and then we'll dive into the first talking point.
Carl, aka Klepto on Twitch and on Twitter.
I am DeAndre, aka Love It Man, Twitch, and life. So yeah,
Love it, man.
Love it, man. All right, on to the first talking point, starting off real cutthroat. Carl and I have debated this multiple times over the years. Dub, English dub specifically, because we live in America, versus sub.
Classic.
I just want to say, unless you're like my friend Carl over here and possess the Mangekyo Sharingan, stick with dub. It's way easier. You can enjoy the fights instead of having to read and watch. If I wanted to do that, I would just read the manga. Jeez.
and you don't get the fight scene.
Damn. What was it?
Nah, I just let it play out in my head based off the images. So just imagine it.
Hey, that's why I read manga too. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Yeah, but when I
Go ahead, bro.
was just gonna say, I will say there are certain things that I will switch over to sub for. Like if it's a series that I really care about not being spoiled for me, you already know I'm watching the sub because I'm not having somebody watch it before me, post it to Facebook or Instagram or what have you. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
what the
I
hell?
hate that.
Nah, what? Thanks. Took all the fun out of me watching it.
I
Big
had to
jerk.
start following all the BJK fan pages on Twitter because they were just spoiling manga. Like chapter after spoilers. And I was like, okay, had enough. I'll just wait till it comes out. I don't want any more spoilers. I want it.
100%. Yeah, because it to a certain extent, like I felt that way about One Piece
Oh.
because One Piece, the fans that were watching it like as it was coming out, and I was still trying to play catch up, were spoiling the stuff that was coming out at that time. And to a certain extent, I should have avoided. I should have waited until I was all the way caught up to even follow those pages. But I was like, no, I gotta be dialed in. I gotta be locked in.
One Piece
And-
is so hard to avoid spoilers for because it's so popular. Like it's literally what everybody's talking about. So it's super
Absolutely.
difficult to avoid those. You don't know how many spoilers I had to shield Jordan from what she was trying to do first. Like she knew Ace died before Ace died, and I was like, come on.
Oh,
Nice trick.
and that's something that you have to. That's something you have to go through.
Yeah.
Okay, Dean, what's your opinion?
Me personally, watch what you watch, man. I watch both, and I think I'm the psychopath who actually watches dub with captions on.
I watched double captions on too.
I watched that with captions on. Only because there's sometimes I have to scroll back and be like, what did she say?
Pretty
No,
much.
for real.
Pretty much.
I like to make sure I know everything that's being said, which is another reason why I watch sub, because I like to know
Yeah.
what's being said. Like I know what's being. I pay attention to the fights whenever it's time to watch the fights, but there's just straight dialogue. Oh, I'm locked.
Oh man.
I'm locked.
One thing
I
I
gotta know what they're
One
talking
thing I definitely hate though, man, is like when you do, like you do watch the dub. Again, I watch dub with captions on, and the caption is literally from the actual dialogue that's from like the sub, and they, like, so you might catch scene, they like, dude, what
So
happened?
the English doesn't.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
the
shit,
English
like,
doesn't
what
match up.
happened? This damn thing says he attacked us from behind. Like, wait a minute. wait a minute. This is not lining up.
Yeah, man. The dub versus sub.
But-
Whatever you start with, whatever your personal preference is, I don't knock it. I personally sub because I like the immersive experience. I like that they're just speaking in Japanese. I love the Japanese voice actors. Fantastic Japanese. There's some great English voice actors like Bleach. I stand by this that Bleach English is way better than the Japanese, in my personal opinion. Like I have to watch Bleach. Naruto, I have to watch it. Dragon Ball Z, I have to watch it because that's how it was. So,
Do you watch Super in Japanese or English?
I watch Super in Japanese, but I prefer it in English because when it came out, it was only dropping in Japanese. It wasn't dropping.
Yeah, I know. What's the simulcast?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but when it came out in English, I rewatched it. Absolutely.
I would have to
100%.
I would have to piggyback off what he said. Like it definitely depends on what you started. You know, there's a lot of anime that I started in Japanese and listened to it in English and was like, nah. And there's a lot of them I started.
It doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. There's a lot of them I started in English and was like, try to catch it in Japanese. Was like, nah, I can't do it.
I can't switch up. Yeah. For me, the only ones I really do that for is, like I said, the ones that I'm die hard, nobody's spoiling for me. That'll be Dragon Ball Super. When Dragon Ball Super comes back and they're animating the new season, just know your boy's going to be fully devil's advocate. Hey guys, the sub is out for Dragon Ball Super. You should go watch it right now. It's so good. Or what's another one? One Punch Man. Dude, One Punch Man just dropped. It's subbed right now. You should go check it out because if you don't, somebody might spoil it. Spoiler alerts. No. So sub definitely, I agree, has its place, but I agree with the absolute premise of, look, this one is a sub, or this one is a dub for me. I'm definitely watching this dub. One Punch Man is another one I would say is that way for me as well.
Is the dub good? I actually haven't heard the dub for One Punch Man.
Oh, that's all I'm watching.
No, I didn't watch
Oh.
the dub. You good?
So
I like it.
if you do the English dub, it's funny.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. They don't disappoint because he's like, come at me, bro. And Saitama's such like a not intimidated by anybody or anything. So if he says that to someone, it's like, all right, give it your best shot, champ. Like talking to a little kid.
I just give you that blank statement. Okay.
Oh yeah. All right. Moving on to talking point number 2. New school anime versus old school anime. Another age-old debate.
Yeah.
What really takes the cake when you disregard animation? Because obviously animation has evolved as time has evolved.
Right.
But disregarding animation purely based on plot, what takes the W? New school or old school anime? And new school to old school defined as really, I would say, anything pre-Death Note and then after Death Note. Because Death Note is, I feel like, the separator being right at like 2006, 2007. And then stuff that kind of came after Death Note, I would say is more new age anime.
So around you said like 2006, 2007. That's a precursor for like where the split is, or
Yeah, that's what it's.
Yeah, that's where I would say the split is.
okay. So you asked me, talking
Purely based on plot.
purely based on plot and stuff, man, that I would have to say old school anime has the best plots and storytelling. Like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a bunch of new anime out today that definitely has some good plots. I like Demon Slayer and me Mashal. Even though it's kind of like a parody type, it still has a decent plot to it. Old school, man. I'm talking Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm talking Ronin Warriors. I'm talking. A lot of people don't know this, but Thundercats is considered an anime. So many more. But y'all get the gesture of where I'm going at as far as some of the old schools that I can name right now. Definitely has some great plots. And you watch one of the greatest stories out there. Yeah, so I definitely gotta say old school. But I would never disrespect the new, like a lot of the new school. They don't have any good stories.
Heard.
I respect it, man.
Carl, how do you feel about it?
I'm on the flip, but I'm gonna pay the same respect to the old school. Pay the same respect to the Cowboy Bebops, the Samurai Champloo's, the Samurai Sevens, you know, the Gundams, the Big O's, like all those animes, absolutely fantastic. But those are what pulled me into the genre. But these new school was got me a super fan. These new schools is what really got me a super fan. I grew up in the Big 3 era, so Big 3 is still kind of considered more on the old school side, and that's fine. but the children of the Big Three era, like the My Hero, the Black Clover, Demon Slayer, Fire Force, even more and more recent story of Wanda's Sword. I was reincarnated as a Seventh Prince. Like, these animes are just, the animation is great, but the stories that they're coming with are all different. They're intriguing. They have different elements that pull you in, and you're just like, wow, like, I didn't even think they could make a story out of this. One of my favorite ones
100%.
is not a shonen, called Cells at Work. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Cells at Work, but Cells at Work is literally an anime about cells. Like, it's literally about anime about cells in your body at work, like making your systems run. Like, it is good. It's great.
I'd have to check it out.
To add on to that, I would say Ranking of Kings.
Ranking of Kings, definitely another fantastic story. So New School,
Okay.
New School definitely has me like, it's made me proud to be into anime. It's made me proud to be into the genres that I'm into. But the old school, gotta give credit, because that's what grabbed me first. But I'm definitely on the New School.
Okay, so for me, I feel like old school has plotline down pat, because even though in the beginning, when you tried to give it a watch One Piece, I was not about it. I was like, man, forget One Piece. This is step the third. Blah, 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 blah. One Piece will never be better than Yu Yu Hakusho in my eyes. Oh man, all these other animes are so much better than One Piece. It's so long. Wham, 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 wham. Finally watched One Piece. Bro, Oda? Nah, that man is the GOAT. That man is the best, most compelling storyline of all time.
Right.
No. Before One Piece, I would say Yu Yu Hakusho was like an all-time favorite of mine. So of course, it just something spoke to me about that storyline. So Trigun was another one. Batch with Stampede, Forever a Criminal. Cowboy Bebop, another one. Fearless.
You know, that's the one I left out.
Spikes, Eagle.
I don't know
Yes.
if I've ever seen Lupin the Third.
I've seen Lupin the Third. Oh yeah. And all that to say that I will give credit to the New School, because without Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie dropping, I don't think we would have been feasting like we have been on anime movies in recent years. Because based on the strength of how that movie did when it dropped, and the amount of people that were so locked in for Demon Slayer showing up to theaters, like, granted, this was also pre-COVID, but I mean, they definitely put in work. And the movie and the animation were phenomenal. And to people say that Demon Slayer is only carried by animation, I would argue that you're just not letting yourself be enveloped by the story. And that's okay if it doesn't interest you.
Right.
But I would make the argument that Demon Slayer, I mean, the first episode, spoiler alerts for anybody who hasn't started, but the first episode, one of the most dire, sorrowful situations happens to the main character. And if that doesn't give you a reason to just say, oh, well, let's see how he's going to get out of this, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
They don't give you a chance. They don't give you a chance. From episode 1, you are in.
Yeah.
You are in.
yes.
And then they give you like
Because-
instant character development. Like every character you ever wondered about in the show, they gave you their character development like this.
And along with that, there's no filler. Like, every episode is canon to the anime, not necessarily to the manga, but every episode you're getting fed. It's not like animes where we've watched expecting another canon episode to drop and get Konohamaru. But, you know, I'm still salty about that. I'm still super salty that I watched a Konohamaru filler episode and didn't realize it wasn't canon until the end of the episode. And then I checked the anime filler guide. I was like, this is ridiculous. How did you do this to me, Carl? I've watched Naruto for you.
Naruto really do it, bro. Naruto really snuck in filler episodes real slick. Like, they'll catch you.
And-
You'll be in the middle of an arc, you'll be like, oh my god, it's hitting everything.
But I feel like it's because
slide it right in. Like,
I I feel like it's because they know they can get away with it because the new school animes know we're not here to play.
No.
Listen, I don't need filler from you. I need nothing but canon episodes. I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's happened to my MC in the next episode. I need to know what's happened to my such and such favorite character. Give me my content.
Bleach done you boy the same way, man.
Oh,
like
yeah.
in there,
Oh.
like, yes, this shit get good. Hellscape. Why are we down here? What is this? This has nothing to do with the Quincy's getting destroyed over here. Why are we in hell?
No, for real.
But I ain't gonna lie, that arc was cool. Yeah, Hellscape was actually cool. That actually surprised me.
Bleach caught me because when I first started watching Bleach, I let my brother know I'm watching Bleach. I'm like, all right, look, I'm gonna finally sit down and watch Bleach. Yeah, like, oh, you gonna like it. You'll enjoy it. I'm like, all right, cool. I start watching Bleach. I'm watching every single episode. I get to the Bound arc. I'm like, hey, man, what's up with these bounce? He was like, oh, you watching the bounce? It's really filler, but it's cool. And I was like, this is filler?
This is filler? What do you, wait. You mean to tell me I've been watching this so seriously?
For real.
I can't stand it.
I'm so locked in. And then he like, it's really filler. And I'm like, it's filler. So, Bleach is what actually got me to look up the anime filler guides. Because I couldn't tell what was filler and what wasn't because of Bleach.
Oh, man.
It's a, oh my god. But I'll tell you what though, my favorite arc in Bleach is the filler arc. And that's the Zanpakuto arc. Zanpakuto arc in Bleach is probably my favorite arc in
That's crazy. I didn't know you were filler scum. I'm just kidding.
It's a good arc, man.
All right. Moving on to our next talking point. One character from an anime that you would fight for $1 million and you have to win. You got to pull up that W.
Okay, so
Yep.
so we can stack this, right? Yeah, we can stack this, right? Like, or you just gotta pick one. And
Yeah, you can give multiple answers.
Okay, so I'll start this.
Just try not to take any other person's answer as long as you stack it.
I'm gonna start it off. So Stan, I can never remember this name, and I looked it up 3 times. The MC from Tokyo Revenge. I hate that I can't remember. I'm bad with names and faces, y'all. Y'all forgive me. I love watching anime, but this happens in real life too. I'm bad with names and faces. But the MC, while he looks it up, I'm just gonna give y'all the MC from Tokyo Revengeance. And yeah, I know at the very end he becomes a badass, but I'm talking before that time skip. When he was just Takemichi, when he's just a big crybaby bitch. Excuse my language. Sorry about that. When he's just a big crybaby, I'm taking out Takemichi, bitch. And then on top of that, to stack, I'm gonna take to stack, I'm gonna have to take on his girlfriend.
Oh,
cause y'all know she coming for a fight. Y'all know as soon as I give Takemichi that pew pew, she gonna hop in. Hey, don't you hit on him? I might have to sure you can sit down.
Sure you can. It's crazy.
Oh, you just reminded me. Number 3. I'm fighting Yugi Moto.
Oh, God.
And I'm not giving him no time to transform. The moment he starts telling me, Yugi.
All right.
oh my god.
Carl, let's hear what you got.
Alright, starting off.
I think he's getting $3 million. Let me say that.
It sound like it.
I didn't slip off.
Sound like it. Starting off, I'm taking, we'll stay on Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm taking Joey. Joey ain't got no hands. And Tristan ain't gonna be there, so he ain't gonna have no backup. Joey ain't got no hands. Run me my money. It ain't personal, but run me my money. Then, we'll step over to Dragon Ball Z. Mr. Satan. Run me my money. Okay?
But he's an actual martial artist, though. You still think you can pay?
So am I. cat. You don't want no smoke. Give me my money. And last but not least, this one is.
I was gonna say,
This one is.
Carl would hit him with the Mahanko Sapo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With no hesitation. No hesitation. Last but not least, this one is personal. It's to show Tucker. I don't even want the money. I'm doing this one. This is pro bono work. Okay? This is for all my FMAB fans out there. This is pro bono work. Taking them out. Okay? We gonna get justice.
And he's got it coming. 100%.
Got it coming. Absolutely. It's to show Tucker the time is coming.
All right. For me, I think number one, first in the ring to square up against would have to be Carmine from Dragon Ball Super Superhero. You got poofy hair, and you had to use a gun on a child and still lost. So get wrecked. 100%. Like, you shot at a kid. Cool, gonna get you. Not a problem. Number two, I would have to probably say, also from the Dragon Ball universe, the announcer. Because listen, you don't have to be so loving to Goku every time you see this man. Like, I'm so excited. I haven't seen you since the last World Tournament. That's really not necessary, man.
Why is that what he sound like?
Huh?
Why is that what he sound
Because
like?
years of preparation of imitating that accent. No, that one for me is not about the money.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just gonna take it. So that's already $2 million, but second one not about the money. And then the third one would have to be the farmer who tried to kill rabbits with a shotgun.
I got a horse and
Just 'cause I know.
let some bitch gallop.
Like, I really think that would be a W in and of itself, because I mean, Rabbit's the weakest character in the series. I mean, my power level may not be 1200, but I think I can take out farmer. Those would be my three. All right. So now that we've got the fights for $1 million out of the way, moving on to talking point number 4, broken MC build. 5 abilities from any character within the anime verses, and the only ruling is that you can't use 2 abilities from one character. So if they have multiple broken abilities, you're basically only getting 1.
Okay. I'll start it out.
Did you come up with your build?
Yeah, I started out. So we're gonna go with Izuku Midoriya's gear shift. And then I'm going to go to X-Men, because a lot of people don't know that they got anime.
They do have an anime.
So
They have an anime.
gonna go to X-Men, and I'm going to use Bishop's ability to absorb kinetic energy. I'm going to go with Gambit's ability to dish out kinetic energy, charge and dish out energy.
Got a kinetic.
I have her name, but it's stuck and I can't get it out.
From X-Men or not?
Nah, from Bleach. Yoraichi's flash step ability. And then I'm going to take, oh man, what's his name? I had it because I was gonna make myself to a tank with this ability. Do you by chance remember what I said, bro? Man,
I know what you're talking about. I remember you making it.
oh man.
To round out
Yeah, to round out my bid, I was gonna give myself a straight tank ability. I can't remember.
Oh, Luke Cage.
Luke Cage's durability. So now
Luke Cage in anime?
Luke Cage's, yeah, they do have anime.
Okay. Feel like we're reaching.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm
it's
just
a bit.
kidding.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a bit of a reach, but since it is considered,
Okay.
That build, man. Lot of movement.
I like it.
A lot of kinetic energy building.
and I can take a bunch of
Shit,
shit.
you can take. Be dangerous.
Pew 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 pew. Don't shoot me with that laser. That's up.
I like it. That's beefy. I would not want to fight that guy.
Nah, you fast. How you want to go next? You want me to go next?
All right. You know what? I'll let you go next because I feel like y'all are gonna tell me mine's not allowed.
No. It's allowed. Because mine is about to be stupid. Alright.
All right. I can't wait for this.
I am going to start out with the limitless ability. It's from Gojo. It's Kaisen.
Okay.
Instant hitting.
Second ability is going to be Hachi's Mangekyo Sharingan. It's specific. I didn't want to just say Mangekyo. But for those who don't know, Itachi's Mangekyo ability is called the Infinite Tsukuyomi. What it does, it traps you in a space where it feels like time is passing really, really slow, but actually days are passing. Or it makes you feel like days are passing, but time is passing really, really slow in the real world. And the damage just stacks, multiply over time. It's nasty.
Busted.
Now, here's where we get crazy. My next ability is called Vector Manipulation. Don't know what vector manipulation is? Let me allow me to read it to you. Vector manipulation comes from a character by the name of Accelerator. His powers allow him to control everything from the direction and magnitude of an object's movement to the flow of air and even the fundamental forces of nature.
From what anime is this?
That is vector manipulation. I'll have to get the anime for you.
Okay, we'll worry about that one later.
That's
Good
vector
God.
manipulation. It's called from a certain magical index. I don't know if y'all have seen that. It's pretty good. I recommend it.
Okay.
Ability number 3.
Okay.
All right.
Number 4. Four. It's called All Fiction. What All Fiction does is it allows me to deny any aspects of reality, effectively making anything into nothing. So I can undo any damage or destruction I cause. If I want to. And last but not least, just you know what, just to be unnecessary, just to be, we'll go with Alucard's ability to control shadows, just to be unnecessary.
I like it.
That's the deal.
Okay.
Got time. I'm ready.
So we're gonna start off with number 1 being the ability to have Zenkais from Saiyans via Dragon Ball Z. We're gonna have number 2 be Frieza's potential as seen in the events of Dragon Ball Super manga when he trains for 10 years in the hyperbolic and emits as Black Frieza. Spoiler alert. Number 3 is Majin Buu level regeneration. And number 4, as previously approved, is going to be the Shadow Monarch ability of Hunter Sung Jinwoo, the ability to extract and store soldiers. So after I defeat an enemy, I can extract their shadow and have an undead army. As dictated by my mana and how much mana built up I have. And I just want to remember I did say Frieza's potential. And then number 5 is going to be Gold Experience Requiem. Is the ability to revert back time. Let me actually get the exact quote so I have it for you.
That's nasty work right there.
Nullifying and preventing them from becoming real. For simplicity's sake, it's comparable to performing Control-Z undo, completely denying any causality. So in other words, you didn't do any damage because you tried to kill me and it didn't work out. So proceed forward with the knowledge that I'm gonna eat your lunch. I'm gonna pack you away, and then I'm gonna summon your undead body to fight for me. So proceed forward with that knowledge.
Disrespectful.
As an MC, I feel like that's just cool. Like, how many universes are we taking over now?
Absolutely. You're an MC, sir. Absolutely. It's supposed to be broken.
Because I feel like if Frieza had the Shadow Monarch thing, Dragon Ball would be doomed. He's just constantly gaining soldiers every planet that he destroys. Soldiers that don't need oxygen to survive. Oh.
Revives the same. He just get what he wanted.
And they're totally obedient.
Yeah, he just get what he wanted.
That's crazy.
The strongest race working under him. Now they're completely under his control.
Oh my god.
They can't
a soldier after Planet Namek.
Good to me. Put it away.
Krillin would have been a soldier. How mad would Goku would have been to see that?
Yeah, that'd have been bad.
I think we would have got Super Saiyan 2 in that episode.
Probably. It came a lot faster. Cause he'd have been like, "You gonna make Krillin fight me?"
Electricity. Don't take it personal, buddy.
Oh man. I wonder if Frieza had the Shadow Monarch ability and that time period came up at Namek and it unfolded like that, and then he did make that happen. I wonder if Goku would really be able to stop Frieza at that point. Because I wonder if, while sustaining his ki manipulation, if he still would have had the mana to compete. I think he still would have died, but that would have been a crazy set of fighting.
It would have been insane. That would have been nuts.
I don't think Namek would have lasted 5 minutes.
I don't know.
60 episode, 5 minutes.
What that would have been. Like, Frieza blows up Krillin, and then is like, he's work for me now?
You work for me now, puny bald man.
Like, what? Just to torture Goku.
And knowing Frieza, he would have licked his head.
Yep.
Oh.
Weird. Yeah, big weirdo.
No. I'm at Captain Ginyu stuff. Hello.
What's wrong, monkey?
My team is better than yours.
Are you mad because I licked your friend?
Alright. Moving on to talking point number 5. So, point number 5 is a matchup between a perfectly fused Gotenks aged up to the age they were during the events of Superhero. So after experiencing their growth spurt, somewhere around age 15, but a perfect fusion, not the failure of fusion that we saw in the movie.
Right.
Along with Kefla, which is a Potara fusion from the Tournament of Power. So Kefla had Tournament of Power, and depending on whether or not you want to say it was anime or manga, Kefla.
I would have to go anime because I never read it. I personally,
Okay,
my whole spiel on it would definitely have to be anime then.
Okay, so let's keep
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So with that being said, who do you guys feel would take the W? Team Perfect Fused Gotenks or a Kefla Tournament of Power?
I'll go first. I definitely think Gotenks will take that dub. Now I have never seen superhero. So I honestly would have to just go off the fact of everything that I have seen based on like D and bit of super. I would say Gotenks takes it up. Like one, he has more battle experience. As far as I know, because I've seen parts of Super, and I know that Kefla and them didn't really do a whole lot of fighting. Like they got into some stuff, but I don't think they really did a whole lot of like major fighting as Gotenks got into like Boo and everybody else.
Not overall time, but that tournament of power was tough.
Okay.
Ton of fighting.
Oh, I still give it to them because they have the overall battle experience. I mean, again, they went after Boo. They separately fought in tournaments, and and then combined they fought each other and fought Vegeta. They fought Goku. Without them holding back, because Vegeta never holds back.
Right.
And then you said a perfect fusion, and they're about 15 at this time. And knowing them, they've been training. They still train. Oh yeah, I definitely give it to them, man. Because for one, who was going to do anything about their clones?
Those. Okay.
They explode on contact. I'm not sure if this is canon, but I do know I've seen something fan made. I'm going to add this just because it's a bit of knowledge. Something fan made they did, man. The clone turned into a perfect version of Goten and left Trunks in the actual Goten fused. So they made their enemy think that they unfused, and bruh, it was beastly.
That'd be crazy.
Understood. That would be wild. Carlos, what do you think?
I'm gonna go Kefla. While Gotenks does definitely have the experience, but we grew up with Gotenks since Kefla was only really super and really power. However, Kefla ran the gauntlet in the tournament of power. I'm talking Goku, I'm talking Eren, I'm talking about all the strong fighters from the other universe. Kefla was out there scrapping. I mean, then let's just talk about Goku alone. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Continue.
And let's just talk about.
So I want to hear this.
The fight against Goku, to me, was enough for me to see that not only, I believe it's called Leafla specifically, is a prodigy like Goku. Is a prodigy like Goku, a fighting prodigy. And you see it. You saw it happen. She started to develop those natural martial arts instincts in their fight. As it drew on, her power started to grow. Elle started to understand her power, gain a little bit of control. And then when the fusion came, it was like the culmination of everything that they had just been through. And them at their peak at that moment, to me, competing with Ultra Instinct Goku, while incomplete, but still competing with Ultra Instinct Goku. It's kind of hard for me to see Gotenks taking on that type of opponent with that ability to evolve in fight.
So I can understand that, but here's the point I'll offer up instead.
Good.
So for me personally, 100%, it's not even difficult. Fusion Gotenks all the way, and I'll explain why. So even given that the Potara fusion has a greater multiplier than Metamoran fusion, which is what Gotenks does. According to the guidebooks, it's been proven Potara fusion is stronger. The argument I make for that is that half Saiyans already have an increased potential on top of what full-blooded Saiyans have. And Kale and Caulifla are both full-blooded Saiyans. So even at their peak, they wouldn't touch Vegito. Like, Vegito would dog walk the dog shit out of their duck ass, and it would be bad, and he would just steamroll them. And so with that in mind, if Teen Trunks and King Goten were to fuse, do it right, perfectly fuse, pop off Super Saiyan 3, there's no way in my mind that I can make it make sense that the half potential of an aged up Saiyan who's been training longer than either of their dads, because Vegeta didn't start training until after coming to Earth and dealing with Goku and like, man, this is BS, da 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 da. And until he starts living back on Earth, that's when he started to train. And Goku, while yes, he had trained for a long time, he didn't really start doing beneficial or training to actually compete at a intergalactic level, I would say, being facing on beings from, other sides of the galaxy and things like that until Z. So he wasn't doing really training that really was popping off. However, look at Trunks and Goten.
Yeah.
I mean, Goten was being trained by Gohan, who at the time, even though he hadn't been training as much, was one of the strongest beings on the planet.
Absolutely.
And then you have Trunks, who's trained by the Prince of all Saiyans. Over here training his son in like 100 times gravity. Like, you're insane. What is the matter with you? This is a child. You're ridiculous, Vegeta. But all that to say, I mean, I think in more than anything alone, they have more fight experience and more martial arts experience, even than her being a prodigy. I would say the only benefit they really have is that legendary Super Saiyan thing that might eventually get ahead of them. But I think that a teenage version of Gotenks, perfectly fused, would be astute enough. Okay, I'm in the tournament of power. I have to get them out of this ring. Got it. I know. I want to defeat you. I want to embarrass you because I am a proud Saiyan like Trunks.
And especially knowing that
he's pulling out that dub.
They're going to go for it.
And then again, they didn't have a time limit, but they knew they had to beat Boo, and they still played with their food too long. So that makes me almost kind of doubt it. But if time wasn't an issue, I would make the argument that I would still give it to Midamore Infusion Gotenks, because I feel like Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 as teenagers are going to have a higher energy output than Super Saiyan 2 Kefla.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know. It would be an interesting fight, needless to say.
A different beast entirely. So, I ain't gonna lie, when you said it, it caught me. I was like, I forgot that they could do that as kids. That was something that completely slipped my mind.
and also, every time I go with Gotenks, because what you was talking about earlier, you got to remember, you got slapped in the face with a 3-peat Kamehameha wave.
You did.
But hold on, that's just how she got defeated in the anime. So we were going based off the anime, but I just want to say, in the manga, Gohan defeats her.
I believe it.
And that man doesn't have God Ki.
I need to read that chapter.
Yeah.
Power. I haven't done that.
Oh, it's wild. It's so good. Yeah, the events definitely unfold differently. And Roshi gets his flowers during the TOP too, by the way. More so than he did in the anime.
But no, Super Saiyan 3 kind of changes my opinion a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Like that one kind of sticking to me.
Now, granted, that's an assumption, because remember, Gohan in the Buu arc couldn't turn Super Saiyan 2 because he hadn't been training. So if you're this is assuming that they've trained up until this point, which, I mean, I definitely wouldn't assume that they haven't been training, except for the fact that during the events of Superhero, they couldn't do the fusion right. And to me, if you'd been training, you would have remembered how to do the fusion. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, that's only
so.
If it's not part of their training, then.
I mean, that's true. This is practicing the fusion specifically might not have been a part of training.
That's fair. But if it's something that's your wheelhouse and it's like your main gig, it's what.
Especially because
I'm just saying.
Still pull it off if they needed to. They can still pull it off.
Well, to be fair, they had to be taught that by Piccolo in dire circumstances.
He didn't have to teach them.
Well, Goku already knew it, but yeah, what's it called? Vegeta having to relearn it was funny. Watching that event during Dragon Ball Super Broly was live. Like, Frieza, you're gonna take a pound in here for about an hour and a half while we figure out this fusion dance. Cool. You got this, partner. Like, you take it.
Hey, he had it coming up. Oh man.
All right. So that was the 5th talking point. We're now getting around to our segment where we recommend one anime that we think that you should really get behind. It's the anime of the week. With that being said, the anime of the week is Demon Slayer. So Demon Slayer is written by a mangaka. I apologize in advance for messing up the name, but it's an alias, so bear with me. Koyoharu Goto. So this is a mangaka who is female, I assume, which you shouldn't, but I am.
From what we've heard.
From what we've heard, she is female. And the last, for me personally, female mangaka anime adaptation that really spoke to me was Sailor Moon.
Yes.
Because Sailor Moon fights, oh man, come on. And the scaling and the progression of both of these just speak to, I mean, how talented she really is in writing Demon Slayer as well. In that there's no filler. It is 5 seasons long, and they are doing movies for the last, or what would be the last arc of the series is going to be split into 3 movies for the Infinity Castle.
Yes.
The reason I chose, amongst our group to recommend this one is just because I feel like the first episode is a litmus test. If you watch it and you're not immediately sucked in, cool. It's not for you.
First 3 episodes for me. I was good at episode 1, but the first 3 episodes.
I was about to say, episode one, I was in there. I was like, oh, let's go.
I was like, oh, tragic backstory? Sign me up. I need to be hurt. Let's go.
It has a way of showing you what's going to happen, but not at the same time. It's like, this is the journey we're about to go on. But how it unfolds,
I'm trying to think of what was more sad to me. Like, obviously, losing your family, super tragic.
Right.
Don't wish that on anybody. But I feel as though in learning about Sabito and I'm trying to think of her name. The young lady that, yes.
Makomo, I think it's her name.
So during that arc, when he's training to go and take the final selection test, oh my lord. And then finding out from the demon that did it, like, cool. I feel like you're right trying to pull my heartstrings, just like Full Metal Alchemist here. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like this. Just kidding. No, Demon Slayer really is good.
Sister being turned into a demon. Just watch it. Just watch it.
Still having that heart.
And each Hashira,
kind and helpful throughout the whole entirety of the show.
Tanjiro. Can we talk about Tanjiro? Tanjiro got such a
Let's talk about Tanjiro.
Tanjiro got such a good partner. He's such a good guy. He's just lovely.
And will 100% stand on 10 toes. Like, he is kind of polite, but disrespect anybody in his presence. Oh, final selection test. Get your hand off of her. Like, was about to fully broke that man's wrist. Like, nah, you're not gonna do that in front of me, big guy.
I'm not playing with you.
It's too strong.
Too strong, man. Yeah, that's Demon Slayer, bro. I backdoored that decision because I feel it's a very digestible anime, and it's really, really good for new eyes. The animation is fantastic. The soundtrack is fantastic. The characters.
Absolutely.
You'll love the characters.
Musical scoring is phenomenal.
The story it's smooth. It slides right along, and there won't be a lot of going back to try to figure out what you missed or if you missed anything. Right there. movies. Talked about the movie train on
Yes.
a little bit. But that movie, that's good.
It's the whole reason we're getting fed on these other anime movies right now. Like,
You hit the nail on the head with that one. Truly.
because, like I said, Demon Slayer fans really proved that, listen, you make us some anime movies that are canon and
We'll show up.
we'll be there.
We'll show up.
We'll absolutely be there ready for this movie. Don't even worry about it. I'm coming.
We'll show out.
I already bought my tickets in advance. We got this whole row reserved. Don't worry about it. I remember during COVID when they were letting people rent out theaters and Sarah wanted to go see it but was worried about COVID. So I was like, okay, well, when I come home, we're going to see it. She's like, what do you mean? So I rented out an entire deal so Sarah could watch. I don't think it wasn't Mugen Train. It was the movie that was the ending of the previous season plus 2 episodes of Swordsmith Village.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was the end of the red light district.
Red light district arc.
The red light district arc.
The Entertainment District, yeah.
Yeah, it was the end of that arc plus the first 2 episodes of Swordsman. I remember because they were
Yes.
advertising that at AMC.
I went and watched that with Sarah, and we rented out the whole theater, and that was a cool experience. Like, one time for the one time, you really got to do it, man. And the only thing I would have done differently, it was like, I want to say $3 to do it back when they were doing it because it was all the COVID regulation, but they were trying to sell, for people to come back. And what's it called? The one thing I wish I would have tried to see, even though I know it would have been a little more expensive, is to do it in their Dolby Digital. Like, how much does it cost for this one, sir? I would love to sit in the Dolby Digital with these recliners. Watch my Demon Slayer while reclining a bit.
With the surround sound.
Excuse me, sir. Can I get some more popcorn? I seem to have broken both my legs. No. With that, we've discussed the talking points. Just to let everybody know watching, we'll be doing probably 1 episode a week. As we see popularity start to rise, we'll talk about doing more or additional segments and episodes. But with that, I think this is Tyler and Dee and Carl signing off.
Thank y'all for chilling with us. Have a good one.
Have a blessed evening.
Bro, son!
I was waiting on it.